Welcome to The Debate. Today, we're unpacking a really fascinating new sociological study on social discovery frameworks.
Right. Specifically contrasting traditional speed dating with this new anonymous interest-based model called speed mingle.
Exactly. So the central question we're looking at is, does stripping away demographic data to create these fluid, interest-driven group events, actually enhance or hinder genuine human connection for modern professionals?
It's a huge question.
It really is. And I take the position that replacing that demographic resume with data-blind, interest-based mingling creates the absolute optimal environment for organic chemistry.
Well, and I argue that intentionally withholding upfront demographic data creates, frankly, a logistical blind spot. I mean, it ultimately wastes time for busy professionals who are seeking practical compatibility.
Okay, so let's look at the underlying mechanics here. Think about why traditional 3 to 7 minute one-on-ones often fail.
Because they feel like job interviews?
Exactly. Like job interviews. They inherently trigger this interview mindset. Participants are essentially reading a mental resume like age, profession, zip code.
Right, it's very static.
Exactly. But the speed mingle model flips this. It prioritizes total data privacy before and during the event. Using their Smart Sync app, you're matched based entirely on behavioral psychometrics and shared conceptual interests, like arts and culture or adventure.
Okay, but
Hold on, let me just finish the thought. You only see a first name and a compatibility percentage. So by keeping registration data completely locked down, the system secures participant privacy and completely prevents the prejudging of static profiles.
Look, data security is vital, obviously, especially since unauthorized data sharing has historically plagued this whole industry. But prioritizing total anonymity beforehand creates a massive structural flaw.
A flaw? How is privacy a flaw?
Because by hiding demographics to protect privacy, you're creating an information vacuum. It's like trying to build a house by matching the paint colors while completely ignoring whether the foundation is made of concrete or sand.
I think that's a bit of an exaggeration.
Is it, though? Shared conceptual interests are great, but for high-level professionals, logistical alignment, knowing if someone fits your life stage, is what actually keeps the roof up. If you enter an event with a completely open-age policy, you risk spending your whole evening lacking basic baseline compatibility.
Yeah, but leading with those logistical requirements often kills the spark before it can even ignite.
Not necessarily.
I mean, it does. When you remove the pressure of demographic filtering, you allow a fluid social ecosystem to emerge. Instead of a rigid pass or fail binary, Speed Mingle places participants in dynamic groups of 4 to 6 for like 10 to 15 minutes.
Right, but
And you control your narrative because for every interaction, you can choose from 4 connection paths: networking, friendship, casual fun, or dating. It shifts the whole environment from a high-stakes interrogation to organic discovery.
Okay, that sounds really ideal in theory, but let's actually examine the human behavioral reality of unstructured groups.
Which is what?
Well, a strict, private one-on-one forces clarity. You have direct eye contact, and crucially, introverts are guaranteed equal floor time.
Okay, true.
In a fluid group of 6, the psychological dynamics shift entirely. Extroverts naturally dominate the conversation, and definitive romantic intent gets totally watered down by that overarching, casual fun vibe. You lose the precision of direct romantic assessment.
Which is exactly why that information vacuum and the potential chaos of group dynamics are anchored by the 52+2 card game.
Ah, the card game.
Yes. Without demographics to fall back on, you have to structure the interaction differently. The 54-card deck provides randomized, thought-provoking prompts. Psychologically, this shifts the cognitive load.
Right, away from the resume.
Exactly. Instead of the exhausting performance of reciting a personal history, participants evaluate a third neutral object, which is the question. It completely bypasses small talk and reveals exactly how a person's mind works, giving everyone, including introverts, a structured voice within that fluid group.
I'll concede that shifting the cognitive load to a neutral prompt is a highly effective way to disrupt the awkward silences of traditional formats.
Thank you.
But let's look at the professional networking path you mentioned earlier. For busy professionals, treating a fundamental question like, what do you do, as a taboo is highly problematic.
Why is it problematic to just be a human first?
Because it's like navigating an industry trade show during a blackout. You might be having a lovely chat, but by hiding the exact expertise someone is actively looking to connect with, that strict data-blind approach actually limits immediate, practical, professional networking.
And see, that is the core tension of the material. I maintain that interest-based, privacy-first mingling forces us to connect fundamentally as humans first, letting the professional and logistical details naturally follow only when genuine chemistry is established.
And I hold that while data-blind connection is a fascinating sociological experiment, intentional demographic transparency still holds immense practical value for efficient matching.
There is clearly much more to unpack in how data visibility shapes human interaction. We leave it to our listeners to explore these fluid event models and determine which framework best serves their own social and networking goals.
Definitely something to think about. Next time you walk into a room full of strangers, ask yourself, do you want to read their resume or do you want to draw a card and see what happens?